The consciousness creates a certain energy, and that energy, you're saying one is, so that creates evil. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that consciousness creates a certain potential. It creates a being capable of evolving. That being has free will. Okay, free will doesn't mean you're free to do what I say. It means you're free to do whatever you want. So that free will can evolve by evolving positively, or it can lower its entry by evolving negative. It just has to make the choices of which way it goes. The negative is a limited choice. So it's all consciousness. It's just a conscious entity with free will can go any way they want, and can go one way for a while and go the other way for a while. It's all up to your choices. You are the sum of all the choices you've ever made. You know, you get to some choice that you make, and you can make that choice out of caring or love or consideration. You make that choice out of fear, out of want, out of ego. One takes you one path, the other one takes you the other path. These paths kind of split.
Well, then if you're always the one making the choice, then there's never any victimhood, right?
Yeah, that would be a fair way to say that. You know, being a victim is a state of mind. It's a way of looking at something. It's an attitude. It's the way you interpret things. If you interpret things that you are here to experience whatever comes and deal with it and grow from it, then there is no such thing as victimhood. There is no victim. Whatever happens to you is opportunity to grow from it. You know, you read a book like Viktor Frankl's, you know, where here he is, you know, spread out on a table with, you know, experiments being done on his body. He was Jewish. He was captured by the Nazis. He was tortured. His wife and family were killed, and there he was, spread out on a table, and they're doing, you know, practicing their dissecting on his body with no anesthesia and other things. So he's being tortured. And how does he come out of that? A much better, stronger, more spiritual person. He doesn't come out of it with hate. He comes out of it saying, you define your own reality. If you let this get to you and turn you to hate, shame on you. You need to be able to rise above it. So I can't imagine anything more horrible than the experiences that he was having, but he turned around and turned it into a growth experience. There are no victims in that sense. All there are is opportunities to deal and to grow up and to turn whatever it is that you have to deal with into something positive, something learned, some new strength. Yeah.
I'm pretty new to this as well, but if I understand this virtual reality game, if the point of it is to come to love, why doesn't the game start from there and move onwards? Well,
because otherwise, you see, what you're doing then is you're eliminating the opportunity to evolve. You're going from a system of free will with choice to a deterministic system. Why don't you just start at the end? You know, if you're going to the end point, then why don't I just start at the end? Well, then there is no game. There's no free will, there's no entities, there's no process, and you're really not evolving. You're just doing a head game with yourself. Nothing's really changed. Nothing significant has happened. So in order to have this whole system, now this system is not a closed system. See, sometimes you think of it as a closed system. There's just N entities in here and they're all growing up and eventually we're all going to be there. Well, why don't we just start there to begin with? It's not a closed system. There's new consciousness being generated all the time. There's new things coming into the system that have to grow up through the system. So the system just is. You know, why doesn't a fish just one day decide to walk around as a duck or something? You know, well, it didn't. It had to move through the processes. It had to go from this step to that step to the next step. It had to evolve in a process to get there. You can't make the giant leap. So this is a natural system of potential that has figured out a strategy to evolve by interacting these pieces together, and there's no way for it to leap itself, so to speak. It's got to work its way up. It's got to earn its evolution. So it can't just do that. It's not like this system, there's a master in charge playing with these pet people. You know, it's not that way. It's that we, the pet people, are not really pet people. We are the system. You know, we're it too. And we're all just trying to evolve the system. So it can't do that.
Are there other capital C consciousnesses?
Sure. You're talking about larger consciousness system, or there are other systems? The larger conscious system, there's only one that I know of. That is the larger conscious system. Now, this larger consciousness system has created a lot of schoolhouses. This universe is one schoolhouse. Okay? There are lots of other schoolhouses. Your dream reality is another schoolhouse. But besides that, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of other physical realities that are sort of like our universe but different. And there's lots of other virtual realities that are less constrained, that are more like the dream reality. Lots of different virtual realities out there. None of them any more significant or insignificant than the other. This just happens to be the one we're in now. So this is one that seems physical to us now. So there's lots of these realities out there, but just one larger consciousness system. Now, what's outside of that larger consciousness system? You see, this conscious system is not infinite. It's finite. So as soon as you say it's finite, then, oops, there's a boundary. If there's a boundary, then what's on the other side of the boundary? Well, don't know. You see, now you've gone beyond our ability to see. We just can't see that far because we are consciousness. You cannot look back at consciousness system objectively until you can get outside of consciousness. And if you are consciousness, so those are questions. But that doesn't mean, it just means there's nothing you can say